Hello, lovely people. We are getting ready for our game 7, 8. I've lost the track of numbers. It's been a long day. I am the ever lovely Duke Special, joined here by my friend
Loud and Queer.
Loud and Queer.
Loud and Queer, who's just got here because the time only just started a minute ago. I'm not out of breath at all.
No.
I know what teams are announcing and all the information.
We've got all the information here. We are about to see Concussion Roller Derby playing in the black against the Race City Rebels in the white.
Thank goodness you know what you're doing, because my goodness me, I've just done 2 games in a row and I am discombobulated. But do you want to do the rosters real fast?
Let's do a speed roster. I will start with Concussion in black. We have 05 Tiny Tank, 12 Tommy Gun, 13 Photobomb, 16 Duke, great name. 17 Frank Blood, 23 Showtime, 27 Cougar Bait, 42 Grimes, 440 Captain Obvious, 469 Don Juan the Devastator, 60 Loose Wheel, 711 Frecklinator, 82 Topher Griffin, 88 Trickster, 969 Cutthroat Callie, 1337 The Riot, and 50 Hot Fuzz.
And skating in the white, we have Race City Rebels, 116 SMA, 12 Razor, 123 Diamond, 126 Taramupa, 18 Flipper, 22 It's a Trap, 26 Reed, 31 Floppy Joe, 34 Grimace, 55 Blint, 57 Rowdy, 70 Dr. Flatliner, 73 Lind, 77 Roller Coaster, 823 Stretch Armstrong, and 83 Grit and Barrettes. And this is seeding wise. Concussion have come in seeded 6.
Yep.
Race City Rebels, I want to say a number that is...
Just want to say our number. I think we've got it here. No, this side. One of the sides. We'll figure it out.
Number 8, I think,
Number 8.
Race City were seeded as. Is it on the brackets?
Oh, it's on the bit of paper.
It is seeded 8th. I am correct.
Oh, no, 6 and 8, yeah.
So-
Our lovely producer, Tom Bowler, has written this all down for us, and we went, thank you for the notes, and then promptly failed to read them.
So this should be a really nice, close game. Now, of course, Concussion coming in with slightly tighter legs. They did face off against the home league, Tyne and Fear, earlier today. Tyne and Fear taking that win.
Yep.
Race City played in the first game of yesterday, so they've had a good day and a half to stretch out those hamstrings, roll using foam, and eat some protein. But let's see how it plays out. We've got Topher Griffin on the line for Concussion Roller Derby, Razor for Race City, but it's Topher Griffin with the first lead of the game for the Concussion.
Lovely stuff for Topher. Razor. I don't know why I started doing this yesterday, saying Razor, but it's just fun to say. Razor. Following close behind puts that pressure on. Forces a nice quick call off.
Duke, I know that Concussion are from Oregon. Do we know where Race City are from?
I believe Race City are from Indianapolis.
Cool.
Okay, the thumbs up from Tom Bowler. I was like, I want to say Indiana. Is it Indianapolis? It's to do with the Indy 500, Race City.
So I didn't catch much of the Race City game yesterday morning because I was flying in the air. But have seen both of the Concussions games. The Riot and Hot Fuzz are alts for this game, so the Riot is not on their Gemma rotation, but they do have Don Juan the Devastator, who wasn't skating this morning, so has extra fresh legs.
Yep. And Don Juan the Devastator was a cracking skater yesterday. Really enjoyed watching them skate.
But he is not lead, even though he is out clear on the initial pass. Blint has been called lead for Race City Rebels, but yet to complete the initial. Don Juan now in scoring position. Lovely little lateral slide to the in. Picks up the first, the second. Wait, I can't do mathematics today, Duke. How many points is happening?
4 points. 4 points have happened. I believe another 4 are in the process of happening.
Thank you for being here for me.
It's fine. It's what I'm for. Don Juan, I was watching him skate yesterday and described it to a friend of the crowd as being a bit like, you see cyclists and they've got their bikes geared incredibly high, so it looks like the legs are barely moving, but they're going at immense speeds.
But speaking of legs barely moving, that was barely a cut track, but it is a cut track for Don Juan the Devastator. So that leaves Blint and Race City Rebels on a power jam.
I'm sorry I jinxed you, Don Juan. We had such a lovely chat yesterday because we were in matching outfits and it was great.
I was going to say, I wish he was in a matching outfit with you today because you're wearing a rather fetching velvet suit, and I'd be obsessed with that.
Yeah.
So we have a very scrummy little pack in the straightaway. Blint fighting against Loose Wheel and Showtime.
Looks like there's actually been a start pass to Dog Flatliner.
I will be interested to see how the penalties play out this game. Oh no, see Blint's now gone for a direction of play penalty.
Yeah.
The lesser spotted direction of play penalty as a jammer.
Direction on, yeah, but it's been a star pass to Doc Flatliner, so Doc Flatliner still on the track and attempting to score.
Right, so actually, did Blint score that as a blocker?
I believe so.
Listen, my eyeballs are not caffeinated enough, which I don't understand how. But what my eyeballs can perceive is that we've got a tied game.
Ooh.
Race City scoring 12 points in that second jam.
12 points apiece.
Concussion on 8 points, so 12 each. Now, what I was going to say, because I was on House for the Concussion earlier, they did have a very penalty-heavy time of it. 5 foul outs. 3 people on 6, I believe, and I think 2 on 5. So majorly bad times in the Cloud 7 penalty box for the Concussion. Yeah. I think if they can reel that in, adjust those metrics, then we're looking at a really close game. Duke with lead for the Concussion, an aged-up junior skater who still has full use of both of his knees.
I mean, it's not fair.
The audacity, quite frankly.
Rude.
Quick little 4 points for the Concussion before the call-off. And he struggled against Tyne and Fear because I was speaking to the Riot afterwards, and the Riot was saying that actually the Tyne and Fear's jammers, a lot of them are very similar stylistically to Duke. And so, you know, people like Moo and Dark Matt, who were just little powerhouses of muscle and speed. And Tyne and Fear had an answer to Duke. However, they did struggle more with Grimes, who had an absolute barnstormer of a game for the Concussion this morning.
Yeah.
And is pushing out front, does pick up the lead for Concussion.
Nice stuff going on, lovely tight pack.
Grimes now in on the initial. Floppy Joe with a star stash, just complete the initial.
I do enjoy Floppy Joe's skating style of just floppeting.
Well, the thing is, so I appreciate the pun, Floppy Joe, but obviously you don't want flops in roller derby. Like,
no.
If you listen, it's a personal bugbear of mine. If you flop in roller derby, I automatically lose respect for you. Like,
play football.
Just be better.
Go and play football.
Just skate better. Be more interesting. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough of my personal opinionating.
We love a pun
On the stream. 4 on 4 in the pack, all 10 sets of wheels firmly on the track as Topher Griffin and Razor, this first jam matchup, come out again. Topher at the back, Razor at the front, but Topher flying into Razor on the outside line. Ooh. Now coming up against, I can't see who that is, 8-2-3, Stretch Armstrong, but does manage to shake them off, picks up lead for the Concussion.
Both teams losing onto the box on a forearms. Tommy Gunn and Grimace off for a sit down.
I think our wonderful producer, Tom Bowler, will be able to confirm for us, but I think Concussion have had every lead. There was a no pass, no penalty, yeah. So Concussion definitely having more success in terms of that statistic, but the score's still really close.
Yeah, they've not played each other in the last year, but I believe they might have played each other at some point before the last year.
At some point in previous time.
Yeah. Whereas, obviously, so far Concussion playing 2 UK teams are just like, who are you and how do we deal with this and what are you doing and why?
And both teams having a little bit of a run around here. Apparently we're playing USARs.
Yeah. Gotta go fast.
Yeah, but I wish they wouldn't.
Not as much as the jam refs.
And that's interesting because I saw Topher Griffin calling the jam, but oh dearie me, oh goodness golly. Topher Griffin is in the Cloud 7 penalty box. What penalty is that?
It's a P.
It's a P.
Penalty.
It's P for penalty.
P for penalty.
We are professionals.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got the codes.
Illegal positioning.
Ooh. We've had some really spicy jammer penalties this weekend. We had a multiplayer earlier.
Yeah.
It's like, oi, as a blocker, don't take mine. But now Razor is going, all right, Topher, I'll come. If you have one, I'll have one. Yeah. Razor now in the Cloud 7 penalty box on a track cut.
Is that a jammer switcheroo we've seen?
I don't think so, but it is going to be a power start nonetheless for the Concussion.
Yeah. 22 plays 12. That's a 10-point difference. That's maths I can do. Also, shout out, you probably can't see it on the stream, but I was chatting briefly to Tiny Tank in the loos before the game. They have a sticker of a cat, their friend's cat Frank, on their helmet, and we love Frank.
Frank is right.
If you're watching at home, Frank, meow.
Listen, like old man names for cats and dogs are some of my faves.
They're the best. And
old lady names for chickens, old man names for dogs and cats.
Yeah, I might be biased,
and then all female cats have to have some like ridiculous non-human name like Princess Sparklebutt or something. It's just I don't make the rules.
Yeah. I mean, I should clarify for anyone who doesn't know my cats, which is probably most of you listening.
I was going to say, that I don't think the internet has followed the adventures of your felines.
Of Steve and Pablo.
Oh, Steve and Pablo. That sounds like a 90s sitcom that I would watch the hell out of.
Full names, Steve McQueen and Pablo Escobar.
I
registered on their chips.
Oh my God.
Steve McQueen and Pablo Escobar.
You're the most extra person I know.
Yep.
Anyway, Concussion at 22, Race City at 16. Now, a little bit of an update for you, dear people of the internet. I do not have all the information on this, but I'm pretty sure I can confirm for you, we did this at the end of the last game, that Concussion Roller Derby, they were due to play the Inhuman League tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so
they are no longer
have been in the 5th, 7th playoff.
They are no longer playing that game. They have asked to not play that game. So we are going to have Disorder play the Inhuman League, and I think the Inhuman League are delighted by that because, firstly, Disorder are, technical term, a bunch of babes.
Yep.
Second of all, how cool to play a team from Mexico. Such a rare opportunity.
Get to play someone new.
So this will be the last time we see the Concussion out.
Oh, interesting. I wondered whether maybe they just arranged an opponent swap, but they've gone no.
No, I think
we just don't want to.
The word on the street, although again I'm really saying this very carefully because I don't know for sure. The word on the street is that the Concussion didn't want to play 4 games, but the way the bracket was set up, they would have been playing 4 games regardless of whether they lost. But it does mean they can experience the sesh tonight because they do not have a game tomorrow. So
maybe
I wish them well in Newcastle City Centre on a Saturday night.
Yeah, maybe they saw a glimpse of Newcastle on a Friday night and went, you know what, we don't want to do another game. We want a Saturday night out.
I mean, I wouldn't blame them. Newcastle is great for the sesh. Yeah. Lovely one-on-one blocking there.
Don Juan, the Devastator.
That was number 2-7.
Cougar.
No, I'm lying to you.
You are.
I'm telling you a horrible lie. It was 1, 2, 3 diamonds.
That's a completely different number.
It is. The 1s and the 7s are really messing with my brain today.
Yeah. Diamond has been my personal MVP blocker for this tournament. They have been phenomenal.
Yeah, they've been really excellent. And we've got a lovely little scrummy pack going on here. You can see Frank Blood and Loose Wheel with the lateral coverage. Captain Obvious trying to throw into help at the back. And Diamond has received... I don't know. That is Diamond.
Yeah, that is Diamond now with the start pass.
Wait a second. Was Diamond the pivot? Because I did not see a pivot cover there.
I didn't see a pivot cover there either.
Now, this happened yesterday. My favourite moment of yesterday, and I told her so afterwards, was Lily Gaskell of New World Order taking the star when she wasn't pivot. Apparently, Diamond had the pivot cover in her hand.
Yeah, I can see it being held.
That's impressive multitasking to take off one hat and put on another.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Heavy lies the head that wears the pivot cover.
Yeah.
Anyway, Duke and Blint. Oh, and a quick lead status there for Blint. Zoom, zoom indeed, my friends. Duke forced to be reset. A little bit of help from Tommy Gunn on their way round for the initial.
And it was so fast. We've actually got a replay on that jam start so we can see it happen instead of blinking and missing it. You could just count that down. It's like 3,
and yeah, this line just opens up. Whoosh. And we had Grimace just with a nice little shield there as well.
Beautiful. Really beautiful stuff.
Really bloody good roller derby this weekend, it's got to be said.
So good.
I've never come to the Dome and be disappointed by the roller derby. And if you've never been to the Dome, really it is the jewel in the roller derby crown in the north of England, in my very humble opinion.
Yeah.
Now, the confusing thing that a lot of people on the internet have been saying is the floor, because you can see a derby track marked out in blue, but in fact, it is the black and yellow lines that we're playing on, dear viewers.
Yeah.
And
we are reliably informed by the skaters. It's much less confusing to skate on than to look at.
yes, and we've got Grimes with lead status for the Concussion. Floppy Joe still in the pack.
Oh, that was a lovely bit of footwork from Grimes there at the front.
Floppy Joe comes up against Frecklenator, who points emphatically, but I believe he did stay in
I
bounds.
think so, just on the one skate.
Show off.
Show off.
Lovely shielding offense there from Frecklenator,
So
who
nice.
is, it has to be said, is one of the most verbally enthusiastic players in the Dome this weekend.
Yeah.
I've heard her. I mean,
Having a lovely shout.
I'm pretty loud, and I think she could take me in a shouting match,
Yeah.
which is nothing. Listen, I'm not challenging her. I'm slightly afraid of her, truth be told. Have you seen her skate? She can really skate well.
Oh, yeah.
33 to Concussion, 17 to Race City. As a reminder, Race City are playing in the white, Concussion in the black, but both teams with green accents. So
Confusing.
it's very Tim Burton colour scheme vibes.
It is. I'm enjoying it. It's very Halloweeny. Oh, a pile up there at the back, 116. Just curling up for protection.
And I think that's the second consecutive lead for Race City, and it is a power jam as Topher Griffin is headed to the Cloud 7 penalty box on an illegal contact penalty. The range of jammer penalties this weekend is truly astounding.
They're giving us a show. And then later on, you can all clip these into GIFs and use them to teach your leagues.
I really, really wish that we would have organised like a bingo sheet for the types of penalties, and if you
Yeah.
get a row, then you get a prize.
Yeah. I'm just excited that I got to see someone call an embellishment penalty. I've never seen one before.
I loved that the ref who called that embellishment penalty came up and explained it to us at half time, and I was like, yes, thank you, this is the information I want.
Yeah. I've never seen one of those in real life. Oh, lovely stuff there from Diamond. Just,
Yeah, Diamond's shoulders are the MVP of this game.
Yeah. Just of this tournament.
Just overall. And we are very much in a rolling game.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds super obvious given that we're on wheels, but like I really want some of this like cloggy, grindy, slow derby. There was some beautiful stuff in the Tyne and Fear Concussion game earlier where we
Yeah.
just have these defensive walls so solidly set up. And here it feels a bit more broken apart.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, I'm not critiquing it. I'm just observing it.
Race City living up to their name and going, yeah, we go fast.
Zum zum.
Race round. Zoom. Zoom
Oh,
like
is
cars.
that why they've got the checkerboard shorts? Is it like a flag?
I think it is. I think it's a whole thing.
A whole thing.
A whole thing. Oh, lovely footwork at the front there from Blint. Picks up lead
I think
jammer.
that's 3 consecutive leads now for Race City, I believe.
Yeah.
Don Juan, the Devastator, does escape on the initial pass.
And-
Concussion in some penalty trouble with 2 in
Yeah.
the Cloud 7 penalty box right now.
You see Don Juan going around. This is what I was saying earlier. It's that thing that Don Juan doesn't look like he's skating that fast, but the speed that he is moving belies the speed that he seems to move.
I am loving Razor's work
Yeah.
right now. I
mean,
think,
look at
oh,
it.
look, we're going to get a nice
So-
little replay here.
Zoom.
Oh,
Throwing the hips. Delightful. Big fan.
I wish I could do an apex jump. It looks so cool,
They do look so cool.
but I'm also so deeply afraid of taking my wheels off the ground.
Yeah.
I'm a coward, and I admit to it.
Yeah.
5 points separating these two teams. Duke and Floppy Joe. And Duke with Floppy Joe, sorry, with 1 to beat, picks up a 4th consecutive lead for
Nice.
Race City. Will this be the jam where that lead change goes?
Or have we announced cursed it?
Oh,
We'll
I
find
mean,
out.
inevitably. Nice, careful eyes there from Floppy Joe. Taken
Yeah.
to the infield by Tommy Gunn. And points, 2 points going up. So,
Oh.
we're
Tight.
so close. I love a tight game.
Oh, 1 more point on the board for Concussion. 4 points in it.
But do you know what? This weekend, I mean, we're on our 7th game, 8th game.
I don't know any more numbers. It does say on the bracket this will be. Where are we at? With game 9. What time is it? 3 o'clock on Saturday, isn't it? Game 9.
Is it
It's our
actually 3
ninth
o'clock?
game.
I've literally lost all sense of time
Yeah.
and space. So we're on game 9, and
Yeah.
even though we've had some really big differentials, like all the derby has just been really fantastic
It's been so
quality
much
to
fun
watch. You know, derby. I know that obviously the points is how you win, but it's
Yeah.
really the gameplay has been such high quality,
So good.
as you'd expect.
Oh, that was beautiful from Razor. Sorry, you're just getting the sound there of me periodically eating cough sweets because I've got a horrible cold. And trying very hard not to cough down the microphone.
It's fine. We'll forgive you. We're only human.
We are only human, unfortunately. I've tried to become a robot. It hasn't worked for me yet. Ooh. Can confirm that hot tamales don't make a great cough sweet, but they do work beautifully to sort of clear the voice. Right, lining up, we have got some skaters. It's going to tell us that is Topher Griffin and Blint.
Now, this seems to be Topher Griffin's signature this weekend. He loves taking a jammer off at the start and then setting them back. Now, sometimes it's really paid off, and he's got lead. Blint, at the moment...
Ooh, beautiful hit from Diamond.
At the front with 1 to beat, now 2, forced to reset.
Yeah.
One thing I've also noticed this weekend, and I really wish I had statistics on this, although I appreciate it's not actually important, is the number of players with really excellent braids and really excellent beards.
Yeah.
I would love some statistics on how many beards we have.
Yep.
And how many braids. And I really want to know, do they all sit in a little circle like at school and braid each other's hair?
Yes.
I think that would be delightful. Oh, outstanding apex work there from Blint.
And also, if they do, can I join in?
Topher Griffin having a little bit of trouble in this pack at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because Race City are not in a set wall, but their zonal coverage is working, even though it's pretty chaotic.
Race City, you've got some really strong one-on-one blocking, really kind of showing that thing with one-on-one blocking that you don't have to be the hero when you one-on-one block. You just have to hold them for long enough for your friends to get there. And you can see it, like, this is what Race City are doing so well with that zonal stuff, is like, just knock them out. Ooh, nice.
I just took my headphones off for a sec to talk to our producer, and when I came back on, all I heard you go was, ooh, nice.
I was just enjoying a little replay, having talked about one-on-one blocking.
Is it because it's a tied score? Is that nice?
I didn't even spot that. That is nice.
Nice.
Nice. 37 plays 37.
Oh, here's a nice little slow start. Just as I say that, Dr. Flatliner absolutely drops.
Ooh, did you see that? It's not even an apex jump. It was like a straightaway jump.
That was so fast from Floppy Joe. Don Juan, the Devastator.
That footwork.
Is also out on the initial, but Floppy Joe with half a lapse advantage. Everyone falling in the outside lane.
Clean up in aisle 5.
Who's dropped a contact lens?
It's just, there's skating moves and maneuvers and footwork going on this weekend that I wish I could do. But also don't want to put the time and effort into do.
Yeah.
I understand the payoff is you practice a lot, you get this good, but I don't want to.
Be prepared for me to curse this, but looking at the penalty sheet, we are super low.
We are, which is nice.
We're 20 minutes in, and only 3 players are on 2. All on the concussion side, it must be said. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players on Race City with 1 apiece.
Yep.
And then 4 more from concussion on 1 apiece. So 10 penalties for concussion, 7 for Race City. A really different story from concussion's earlier game.
Yeah, I'd like to think that they sort of took something from that game and gone, okay, well, we need to, take a deep breath.
Well, I think that
concussion.
I think concussion's strategy going into the Time and Fear game was just to be as aggressive as possible.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, aggression doesn't always translate into legal stuff.
Yeah.
And Time and Fear were able to cope with that and adjust their own metrics.
Yeah, Time and Fear quite a chill team.
After almost a minute, Duke is called lead. Razor stashes the star very quickly, completes the initial, and we're going back to the races.
Zoom, zoom.
Duke has a lovely open line there. Great work there from Diamond.
Diamond, again, showing the power of one-on-one blocking. Just catch someone just long enough to slow them down, to get your jammer to catch up, to then have them go, oh, I'll just call it off, it's not worth it.
I thought that would have been 3 points, but it's 4 gone up. I guess they must have passed Diamond's hips earlier on. But really nice, short, sharp jams going on here from both teams. Of course, because
Yeah.
all these games are sanctioned this weekend, it will affect overall MRDA rankings.
Yeah, so yeah, this one has no bearing on the tournament finishing places, but does have, I think, a ranking impact.
Concussion starting with 2 in the box. They've got Loose Wheel and Showtime, a really great pairing out on track right now up against Floppy Joe, who does manage to get lead, but Grimes not far behind, quarter of a track to make up. Oh, that is stylish.
Ooh, stylish.
Oh, please get a replay on that. Oh, God, I love our tech team. Let's have a watch of this.
Shout out to him for the loop for going, yes, that's the thing that we all need to see again. I got you.
Skill to jump the apex, land in bounds, then knee slide it to call it off. Like, I've never done anything that cool in my life.
No.
I'm 35.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have done something like cool at least once. But alas, I am not Floppy Joe.
You're not. Got to work on it.
We've got Don Juan the Devastator, who picks up lead in under 10 seconds for the Concussion.
Yep.
Ursa Maimer in the box for Ray City on a track cut. Blint out of, oh no, not out, sorry, I'm lying to you. Blint yet to complete the initial.
Blint having a hard time. Oh, just Diamond to pass.
Diamond just absolutely ice cold.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go to a Diamond clinic on backwards one-on-one blocking. Just really superb lateral control.
So good.
So good, man. I really wish this was one of those tournaments where we could pick, like, you know, when you get to pick, like, your all-stars team from the rosters. Like, Diamond 100% would be on there for me.
Yeah. I mean, we can make our own fantasy all-stars team. We'll have Diamond.
Yeah, we could, but we probably should comment on the game. We'll do it at half-time.
Yeah, we'll do that between ourselves.
So we've got Razor and Topher Griffin, quite a familiar matchup by now. Topher Griffin seeing the outside line, takes it for all it's worth.
Like a sort of matrix move there, doing a wibbly-wobbly but staying in.
Topher Griffin, another player who somehow has full use of his knees, which is just rude.
It is.
Razor, unfortunately, off to the Cloud 7 penalty box on a track cut. So it's a power jam for Topher Griffin, and I've seen Topher do this a couple of times this weekend, and he really puts up those points.
Yeah. Concussion doing a good job of just coming in with that offense to get Topher through, pick up those points.
And choosing to ice Razor in the Cloud 7 penalty box. They are still sitting, so they've got at least 10 seconds before their penalty expires.
Yeah, it's a nice tactical move. They're like, yeah, we'll have some points. We're a little bit ahead. We'll have the power start. I always have this feeling with a power start that on the one hand, you are giving yourself the freedom to have your team go full offense, but on the other hand, you're giving the other team the freedom to go full defense.
Well, what's really interesting in the Concussion setup there is they started in a line in front of the Ray City and then they dropped back. So it's almost like a reverse sweep, which is really interesting. Works well for Grimes, who ducks and dives around Diamond, who takes them to the outside.
Yep.
We've got a penalty being issued to Tommy Gunn, and actually that's going to be 2 penalties to Tommy Gunn. Razor back on track. Tommy Gunn not in the box, I believe, because it is full up.
Oh dear.
With Cutthroat Cali and Photobomb, both big impact players in this morning's game.
Yep. So Tommy Gunn will be queuing for the box on.
So yeah, Tommy Gunn got an illegal position and then a misconduct penalty, I believe, for not leaving the track early enough.
There we go. Oh, and it's an official review.
Oh, we love an official review, and one of our house announcers will bring us that.
And if they don't, we will shout at them till they go in. Because we're all tucked together in a corner this time. We're having lovely in-house streaming and in-house announcers.
So I know we've both mentioned Diamond a lot. Who else is standing out to you?
So are we thinking blockers or jammers or just generally?
I mean, I always like to draw it back to the blockers because I feel like the jammers' names are inevitably in our mouths quite
That's
a lot
true, yep.
because of how we commentate.
Yep.
I don't know. I think she's not playing at the moment.
No.
Earlier, actually, no, I think she is. I'm lying to you. So, what's really interesting to me earlier in the game this morning, Trickster on the Concussion really stood out to me. She is on the roster. I actually can't remember seeing her on track. Now, she is also a very good jammer, so they might be keeping her on the bench for that.
Potentially. Frecklenator's been cracking blocker.
I think Doc Flatliner for me on Race City Rebels has always had really good positioning and like in the brace position quite a lot, or quite often that last line of defence.
Yeah.
I could actually be making that up. Like, who knows if what I'm saying is true? But really, dear listeners, are you going to rewind and check if I'm right? Probably not.
Say it with enough confidence, it becomes true.
I mean, that's basically summed up my announcing career there.
Yep.
So what do we have coming up after this, Duke, as well? Because, of course, the people watching this will not be moving for the sofas for the foreseeable.
So coming up at 5 p.m, we will see Kent Roller Derby playing Disorder for the 9th and 10th place playoff, which is going to be a fun game.
Yeah, and I think Kent are really excited to play Disorder because it's very... I don't think Kent, outside of this tournament, have had the opportunity to play non-European teams.
Yeah.
So that's huge for them.
And then at 7, we have our first semi-final, St. Louis Gatekeepers playing against Magic City.
Now, the Gatekeepers, of course, come in as the top seeds and have had no game since yesterday, whereas Magic City played the game before this.
Yeah.
So the Gatekeepers, the favourites to take that game, but we've had a couple of upsets this weekend, so anything can happen. So you can tell us about the official review, Duke, can't you?
I can. So the news from the official review was that Race City were looking for a directional penalty on a blocker. It was not seen, so they lose their review for this half.
And you might as well use it with 4.5 minutes to go.
Use it or lose it.
A direction of play penalty now called on on loose wheel. Floppy Joe just with a nice little hop, but actually not a nice little hop, a track cut issued from the OPR.
Yeah.
And that means that Don Juan the Devastator is on a power jam.
Nice.
Now, I don't think lead has been issued, so Don Juan has,
so.
There we go.
There it is. Now Don Juan the Devastator is lead jammer. There's another one. Showtime has been a cracking blocker for Concussion.
Yeah, also very vocal. I think her and Frecklenator are probably, I don't know, I feel like they're the matriarchs of the team.
Yeah.
And they probably keep all the boys in line.
Definitely.
I'm just imagining that, but I like to think it's true.
Yeah. Don Juan opting to release that Race City jammer into the box, even if only for a short while. Because even if you don't get a very massive power start, it still makes some kind of tactical sense, because then you've got a slightly tired jammer. They've just done 2 minutes. Third power start.
Third power start.
They love a power start.
I personally love a power. I don't love a power start against. I actually prefer a power start against because I feel like I've got nothing to prove.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's a power start 4, I'm like, oh man, if we don't get lead.
It's embarrassing.
Beautiful little shirt whip there off roller coaster.
Nice.
From Floppy Joe, fresh out of the Cloud 7 penalty box.
Oh, that was. I don't know what that was.
That was a big old hit on Diamond, who did not fall, but just kind of lost position a little bit, totally legally.
Absorbed it. Just sucked up the hit and what? Like it's difficult.
Now, if you're listening at home, which presumably you are, unless you're listening at work, in which case, cracking, good for you, well done, fight the system. Please do give some props to Tyne and Fear on their social media pages. Yeah. We were on ITV this morning, we were.
Oh,
I know.
That's exciting.
We got, Tyne and Fear's vice captain got interviewed on ITV in the Dome.
Oh.
Major vibes.
Very nice.
But Tyne and Fear have, as always, been an outstanding host league. Just feeding us. Firstly of all, that's the most important thing as an announcer. Feeding us really well, providing this really quite sophisticated tech set up for us.
Yeah.
And just, as per usual, putting on a cracking event. So please do give them mad props on their social medias.
Big love to Tone
Social media.
We are now into another official review. Our official reviews are sponsored by the lovely Filet Official, which is my favourite thing.
Oh my God, I lost my mind yesterday when Pinky said that to me and I just got it. Filet Official.
Yeah, I spent ages reading it.
Absolutely lost my mind.
Yeah, I was like, Filet Official. Yeah, Filet Official recently travelled to the UK visiting Edinburgh, the Scottish Highlands, York and London, and it was her third trip to the UK and her first time visiting Scotland and York. And I just love the idea that there's an official. You're like, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sponsor official reviews. You're like,
First of all, I think that's like beautifully passive aggressive. I think that's just great. But
So
also, I'm really glad that Pinky read that out to me yesterday, because otherwise I would have gone Filet Official.
That is exactly what I did in my head until Pinky went no Filet. I was like, oh, of course.
So we will find out the results of that official review for you very shortly. Score stands 67 to Concussion Roller Derby. A reminder that Concussion are playing in black with green accents, whilst Race City Rebels are playing in white with green accents, which isn't confusing at all.
Definitely not.
But whistle's going, so we'll bring that news to you lickety-spit.
Ooh. Here comes the news. Do you want to get the news this time?
Here comes the news.
The news at about 3:30 in the afternoon. I don't know what time is anymore. I have been indoors with no visible light for ages. Topher Griffin up against, going against Blint. Topher Griffin is your lead jammer. Blint finds a gap on the outside, sprints around holding that star.
So Concussion Roller Derby called that official review. They were requesting that a high block be issued at the end of that jam. It was determined that there was impact, but not in the above neck area, so the no call stands.
Oh. Sorry, that noise was me going, because Blint just came sort of careening into the OPR lane right at the end of the track and very nearly bashed into the officials' table.
Very underused word, careening, I thank you.
It is, I like that. I didn't think it was going to come out until I'd said it, but yeah.
I feel like we should start, as fairly experienced announcers, I feel like we should start compiling a list of underused words.
Yeah.
Discombobulated is always my favourite to throw in there.
That's a good one, yeah.
But I think careening may be a new top one.
Yeah.
So 4-3 in the pack in Concussion's favour, and Grime with a fantastic little hip switch pops around the butts of the opposing blockers, picks up lead for the Concussion.
Yep. Razor looking for a gap.
Nice hold of the inside there by Kuster.
Ooh. Seven leads in a row for Concussion. Lovely
Yeah,
stuff.
that definitely feels like it was more back and forth earlier in the game, and Concussion have found their feet a bit more now.
Yeah.
Now, they are the higher seed, of course, so, you know, rankings-wise in this tournament, they should be expecting to win. But they did have an upset yesterday.
They did?
Against, who was that? No, they didn't. I'm lying. They didn't have an upset at all. I'm talking complete and utter nonsense, and you should fire me into the sun. Oh, Don Juan with the little spin. So good. And he looks so chill when he skates.
Chill. It's delightful.
I've never been that relaxed in my life. I wonder what it must feel like. I'm just constantly panicking.
Yeah.
Nice little hit out there by Dr. Flatliner. Forces the call up. We've got a nice little replay going on here, which will be hopefully of Don Juan's little spin. Look at that momentum that he uses to stay in bounds. Really smart jamming there from Don Juan. Oh, we're in halftime. When did that happen?
All of a sudden.
All of us, indeed. So, halftime scores, 78 to Concussion Roller Derby, 49 to Race City Rebels. We do encourage you to stretch, say hello to your family, children, spouses and pets, but do get back here for 14 minutes time when we will resume for the second half.
See you back now.
Wow. Wow.
Hi. Getting dressed.
Is my mic even on?
I think you haven't turned it on yet. You got to slide
My
the slidey
mic's
up.
not even on.
No,
There we
you're
go.
on.
Things are going really well. My
going
hair is like, no, I have to, I can't believe you put the camera on me.
But we have matching shirts.
Yes, it's because
to show off these matching.
trans people belong in sport.
We've both got our
It
shirts
is.
on. That's the main thing.
Yes, but also my face does not belong on camera. So I'm just going to sort that out while you talk about some stats.
I'm going to tell you some
please.
things from the first
Also,
half of the
those
game.
aren't our names.
No, we are Duke Special.
We've identity theft.
We have. We've
I've used
stolen
that as
their
a
identity.
verb. We've identity thieven, stolen.
Foven.
I'm so good at words for an English teacher.
In that last half of the game, Concussion had 16 leads, Race City had 7. Concussion 3 power jams, Race City 3. Race City with the 2 star passes, none for Concussion.
No star passes for you.
Your highest scoring jammers, Don Juan with 24, Razor on 19. And the highest scoring jams, only one going to double figures, 12 to Race City, and it was by Doc Flatliner after a star pass. So that was exciting.
Lovely times. Really, really good derby. It's really nice to see Concussion in a much less penalty-heavy game than earlier. The only one in any real trouble is Tommy Gunn, who's on 5 penalties. It would be an absolute power move to foul out again.
It would be.
In the meantime, though, Frecklenator, wearing the star for the first time this game, but the second time today, is lead for Concussion roller derby.
Yeah, similar to how they played it earlier, that Frecklenator did the first half fully blocking and then popped on that jammer star and went, surprise!
And the first jam also for It's a Trap, which is a great derby name.
It is.
But no time to put points on the board for It's a Trap. 4 points for Concussion. Oh, no, I lied. Right, I had one of my friends text me over the half time going, you've got to start lying to us on the stream. And I was like, I didn't realise I was lying. But actually, I have told multiple untruths.
About points.
Race City did pick up 2 in that jam. I apologise. I
Yeah.
can't count very well.
This also means that
Or
this
C,
lovely
apparently.
setup of our jammer rotations that Tom gave us in the half. With, oh yeah, they've got a 4 jammer rotation for Concussion and a 3 jammer rotation for Race City. And then they're like, hey, guess what? Frecklenator's a jammer now.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You don't know us.
Duke seen to the outside by Diamond really nicely. In the meantime, Razor at the front with 2 to beat. Nice little lateral flip to the inside. Sees Razor pick up lead for Race City Rebels.
Oh, Duke knocked to the inside. A little attempt on a drawback there, and it worked, picking up that cut track penalty. So Razor is on a power jam. Razor looking to make a way through, but not getting very much in the way of offense. Oh no, I said it, and Armstrong was like, I'll come in, I'll do some offense, Duke. Not Duke, Razor. Too many names, too much roller derby. Not 100% sure maybe whether Race City ever realised they've got the power jam, because they're not going hard on getting Razor out, but there we go. Razor has now popped out the front, picks up another 4 points. They seem to be trying to split up that Concussion defensive wall, but unfortunately Concussion really strong one-on-one. So it's not just enough to go, look, we've split them apart for you. Razor's still got work to do. Duke now back on track, re-attempting to get through. But another 4 points for Razor.
Lovely spin there from Duke. My goodness me. That boy can skate.
Spin, 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 spin. Oh, just a lovely like bounce off hit there, like a bumper car. Whoop. Legs akimbo, and everyone goes down.
And some very dramatic hop step in there from Duke in the dying seconds. We get a nice little replay there of
look at that.
Razor and of that spin from Duke. Just really, the skill level this weekend is unreal. As you'd expect from champs, but
Yeah,
I'm impressed by it nonetheless.
As you'd like to think from top-level roller derby. And this is some top-level roller derby. Here we go on the line. We have got Grimes up against Floppy Joe. It's a really tight pack, almost a scrum there on that jammer start line. Grimes, I think, knocked to the inside or recycled back.
Look at this lovely angled tripod from the Concussion at the back. That's superb blocking work
So
there.
nice.
And I'm really loving seeing this kind of new tripod formation where you have a backwards blocker who switches to forwards
It is
to
delightful.
kind of chest control the jammer. It's so smart.
It means you can see what they're doing. You're giving yourself so much surface area to catch them on. It's just nice.
Nice coverage also from Race City, but
Beautiful footwork
you
from
just
Grimes.
can't give Grimes space
Inch.
on that outside edge. He's
Yeah.
really good at kind of hopping over the butt shelf.
Yeah,
Technical term, that,
Technical
the butt
term.
shelf.
very technical.
Oh, amazing edge control there from Grimes.
So good.
And I have to confess, on the house call earlier with Bat Sausage, we were both thunderstruck by Grimes's
Control.
magnificent thighs
Yeah,
and edge control, but the thighs in particular. He's got the heart of a roller zombie player, but the thighs of a rugby
rugby forward.
a rugby forward. And listen, I'm not attracted to men, but those thighs objectively are really,
It's impressive.
really quite extraordinary. Anyway, enough about myself and thighs. Please talk over me.
I can certainly do that. We have got Blint with lead, Topher Griffin with one to pass, but that one is Diamond who's making it tough.
And Topher Griffin headed to the Cloud 7 penalty box for it's gonna. At least I thought. Wait, I thought
a high
he
block.
was.
It looks like Topher's off for a high block there.
Yep, it is a high block, which is rather confusingly coded A.
Yep.
I really wish it was HB, but then people might think, is it his birthday?
Yeah, or a pencil. Off for a pencil penalty. I don't know how that works. Beautiful footwork on the inside there from Blint. Just
That
like 1 foot, 1
inside
foot.
apex of turn 3 has been seriously good vibes today for our
Yeah.
Jammer pals.
It's the place to be, place to hang out.
Place to be is behind the announcer desk, I think you'll find.
Well, obviously, but if you have to be on the track, turn 3.
And the Cloud 7 penalty box proving a very popular hot spot. Do they have puppies there?
Yeah,
We've got 2 sitting in there for the Concussion, 1 for Race City.
quite enjoying their cougar bait, trying to make a hole and just bouncing off the back of everyone. Oh, and we're just getting the signal from Tom that this has been the highest scoring jam of the game so far. 16 points and counting. Oh, cougar bait desperately trying to hang on to Blint, and Blint's just like, no.
And I believe, and Tom Bowler might be able to confirm for us, I believe that's the highest jam of the game on either. It is!
It is.
Right, so our mad props to our producer Tom Bowler, who has got these like laminated cards
Yeah.
which say things like highest scoring jam of the game. So instead of having to write something down on a scrappy post-it note, which is certainly something I would never do as a producer,
Yeah.
he can just hold up this like beautifully color-coded laminated card for me, and it makes me so happy.
It's so good. I'm a big fan.
Anyway, Frecklenator, second jam out today, and an equally quick lead for her. It's a trap. Trapped indeed behind this kind of really beautifully stacked 2-wall,
Yeah.
but does now have some room at the front to complete the initial.
Armstrong, though, coming in there along with Ursamema to go, you shall not pass. Armstrong, another powerful blocker for Race City.
It's a trap still on this initial pass. Oh, no, I'm lying. I lied again. I've got to stop lying to the
stop
people
lying.
of the internet. So we have a pass completed for Race City and for Concussion. It is a 5-point game.
I mean that high scoring jam really pulled that back because it looked like Concussion were starting to walk away with it, and Race City went, no, thank you.
Highest jam of the weekend so far, I believe, is Rollermite earlier on with 28 points.
That's a big jam.
in the meantime, a timeout called, which gives us time to talk to you about the Cleveland Guardians, who are kindly sponsoring our timeouts this weekend. Fun fact, Cleveland's Guardian Skater Zero, #0, was awarded the first Volunteer of the Year award at the 2023 MRDA Western Hemisphere Cup last season, and we're really excited to see who will receive the awards this year. I believe those will be given out at the winners' ceremony tomorrow.
I believe so.
And I believe we'll be live streaming that as well.
Direct into your eyeballs.
And indeed, I was going to say your earballs, but that's a deeply disturbing image.
I don't like it.
Your eye drums and your earballs. that's what we're funneling ourselves into.
Yep.
Cleveland Guardians also hold the MRDA record for the most sanctioned games played in a season with 15 games in 2017. And actually the second most games was them with 15 games in 2018. Seems a lot to me.
That's a lot of games.
Good
Too
for
many
them.
games.
Good for them.
That's all the games.
So team timeout coming to an end. I think that's Grimes on the jam line for the Concussion, and I think that's Razor for Race City, but as we don't have number, yes it is
Yeah.
Razor. I didn't lie to you that time. Spectacular job for me.
Well done. You're making progress. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Mum.
I'll put a sticker on the star chart when we get home.
I'd love that.
Oh, that is fast at the front. Fast and furious, and that is going to be Grimes picking up lead jam status, but Razor is only about a quarter of a track behind, putting the pressure on, and I think we're going to see everyone run away because no one wants to be scored on. Oh no, something's going on down in that bottom corner, and I don't know what. Oh, Grimes is off for a direction of play penalty.
Oh, I love it when jammers get a direction of play penalty.
I think they tried to do some sneaky jammer on jammer
you
action.
Must suffer as I too have suffered.
Yeah, you can do the jammer on jammer action, but you do still have to do it legally.
So that means that we do have a 2-minute jam in operation, a full minute and 8 seconds now for Razor to play with.
Really nice track awareness there from Razor that the skater who blocked them off went off, and this free for Razor to hop back on and take that campaign.
Rowdy throwing in some offense at the front for Razor, who is now battling by themselves against Cutthroat Cali.
As Grimes returns to the track, and I mean that was a lovely penalty kill from
Oh no, Grimes comes back on track and
Grimes.
immediately picks up a track cut penalty. This is bad times, and we do have a lead change in favour of Race City Rebels.
So if you are playing along with the roller derby drinking game, have a sip of your beverage now. Remember to hydrate.
And this is dangerous territory for the Concussion, because earlier on, it was when they got into this penalty trouble that they started to spiral out and lose their cool a little bit, and they're a really skilled group of players. But if you lose your cool on track, you start to lose your flow of gameplay.
Highest scoring jam there for Razor in this game with
16, and we got a nice little replay here. Thank you, Tech Crew. Razor comes in, beautiful sideways juke around two consecutive players.
Just all the sideways, like a crab, like a really cool wheelie crab.
Just looking back at these penalties, so we've got Cutthroat Cali, who I believe is the captain for the Concussion, also on 5, and Tommy Gunn. I don't know if Tommy Gunn's been out as much this half because of that high penalty kind of count. And the most we've got on Race City, Diamond is on 3, hashtag worth it, and Ursa Maimer is also on 3, but otherwise you've got Handful on 2, Few on 1, which is pretty much the story over at Concussion as well. Loose Wheels on 4, and then you've got a 1 on 3, and then a Handful on 2 and 1.
Yeah.
Only one clean player on the Concussion right now, and that is Showtime.
Nice work, Showtime.
Whereas you've got 6 players who have played clean on Race City, and maybe that's the story of this second half.
Yeah.
It's only an 8-point difference, but this is a big lead change in terms of, remember, Race City have come into this seeded 2 lower than the Concussion.
Yeah. We are seeing an official review being taken here by Race City. I wonder what on. We'll find out.
And a reminder that our official review are sponsored by Fillet Official. And she would like to thank all of her friends who pitched in for helping her to help the MRDA, which to me is just like such a nice thing about the Derby community, right?
Really
like,
nice.
I mean, I know Denver, orchestrated by Optimus Grime, they're running a jersey raffle this weekend, and they're splitting the proceeds between Disorder and 15 Ronan to cover their travel costs, and that's just really good.
It's so lovely.
Solidarity and sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Oh, that is outrageous work
That was
from Floppy Joe, and indeed it's so outrageous that it earns him a penalty.
It was a track cut from Floppy Joe, which is not what Race City want right now.
Although what Concussion won is a lead from Duke, who's been a real game changer in their first game yesterday. Struggled a bit more against Tyne and Fear, but such an impressive and versatile jammer for the Concussion. Some great kind of clogging work going on here from Race City, but Duke finding an inch over the apex to complete a scoring pass.
So we have also got the result of that official review. I just fully blanked on the word official review there. That was great.
Who was it called by?
It was called by Race City. They wanted a misconduct penalty to be issued to Grimes for failure to leave the track. But the ref said, no, it's fine.
Nah, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're all good, mate.
Yeah, no, Grimes
This
left the track.
is
cool.
why I'd be a terrible ref, because I'd either be like, that's the worst thing you've ever done morally and physically, or I'd be like, no, you're fine. Yeah. There's no in between.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Topher Griffin, it feels like we've not seen Topher for a while, but he is lead for the Concussion. And Race City really discombobulated. Now forming back into a 2-wall, but will be pushed out of play by Topher Griffin.
So Topher with that lead, hoping to inch this scoring, and it goes back the other way. We've had another lead change. Yeah,
and Blint with the Star Stash. Blint a little bit less successful at the moment than the likes of Razor. We
have had a star pass now to Diamond from Blint.
Big takeout there from Photobomb on Diamond.
And that is a track cut from Diamond. I thought it might be, but you know, we're sat looking at a screen as opposed to wrapping up close.
And if there's a worse position to be in than pivot turn jammer in the penalty box, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Because if they've got sense, Topher Griffin will get this pass and call it.
Yeah.
Look
just like that.
It's just like he knew, because this just now ices Diamond as the active jammer. And I'm not saying Diamond's not phenomenal, but she's not your main rotation jammer, and you really want somebody. This is spicy. We're up to a medium to high level of Nando's Spice.
On the Nando's Spiceometer.
Yeah, because they've given Tommy Gunn the star. Now, listen.
That's interesting.
Tommy is an outstanding skater, right? Like, skill level off the chart. But he's on 5 penalties.
And we haven't seen him jam once this weekend until now. Although,
I mean,
watching that happen,
he
I'm
does it
wondering
superbly well. I'm not saying they were wrong. I'm just saying it was spicy.
Yeah,
that's all I'd be saying.
I mean, I was expecting that we were maybe going to see, like, you know, one of their main rotation jammers out, but no, they're just like, no, I'm going to put Tommy Gunn out.
I really like when teams have this kind of like surprise jammer that just changes up the pace, because if you've not blocked against them, then you don't know what they've got in their back pocket.
Surprise! We did have a little star pass go on there in the closing moments of that.
Really nice little apex hop there from Tommy Gunn, who does hit the deck but pops up again, no worries at all. Yeah. And that does put a 17-point difference between the Concussion out in front, playing Race City at 101. It's not enough
to relax, is it?
Just a reminder for those of you watching at home that we do have Race City playing in white, Concussion playing in black, both with green accents. Apologies to Tim Burton and other spooky babes for stealing the colour scheme.
So Halloweeny. Also, massive fan. I don't think you can see it on the screen, but we can see it here in the house. That Race City have got one of those sort of wacky waiver things that you normally see outside car dealerships as their mascot, and I love it. I also love that they made the effort to bring it on a plane with them. That is dedication to mascotting.
So let's have a quick check at the penalties again. So 969, that's Cutthroat Callie on Concussion, has picked up 6. She's a little bit in danger.
Yeah.
Race City's still pretty chill vibes.
Yeah, Race City keeping it clean.
I think what Race City need to do, like from my very limited point of view, right? Because I'm not their bench coach. But I think they would need to look at who are their most successful jammers and put them on high rotation. We've only got a quarter of track time left, of game time left.
Yeah.
You can't afford to be running your regular rotation if it's not working.
No.
And I think Concussion, I feel like they're much of a muchness. Like, I'm sure there is difference in the scoring.
Yeah.
But in terms of kind of leads and so on, it doesn't feel like they've had one outstanding jammer, I think, so they can keep that regular rotation up.
Yeah, although Race City have only got the 3-jam rotation, Razor, Blint and Floppy Joe.
Oh, no, that is true.
Yeah.
But Razor, it feels like Razor's been having more success. That said, Don Juan, the Devastator, is lead for the Concussion. Razor has completed the initial pass.
Don Juan with a little sort of hip tuck in, call it off. Try and grab that last point maneuver. We'll see if it worked.
I don't think Don Juan shows their emotions when jamming at all.
No, it's
which
just
is
the
wonderful.
Chillest skater. Just like, it's chill. This is all good. I'm fine. I'm cool.
So, but no points. I'm just saying the noun
Points?
now. Points.
Question mark.
I think the officials are just checking that because
little official timeout as they all gather around and go, points? Question mark.
No points added on the board yet so far.
Yeah. Points to be decided.
TBC.
Does, however, look like that is going to be Race City starting with 2 in the box. Both their pivot and another blocker. So they've got just Armstrong and Grimace.
And speaking of the penalty box, we would like to thank Cloud7, who are our penalty box sponsor this weekend. Cloud7 creates fully custom roller derby uniforms and apparel. Their individual team web stores provide a quick, streamlined ordering process with no minimum order quantities. Built for quality, built for ease, built for speed. That's a lot of things to be built for. We're putting the silver lining back in uniform organisation. Remember, just like the weather in beautiful Newcastle, Cloud has you covered.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it took Jake to come up with that.
Oh,
superb work.
Delightful.
But yeah,
ChatGPT,
Cloud7 are
write me a
great,
thing.
and we do thank them very much for sponsoring our penalty box, which has been a busy place.
So busy.
If I ever got to own my own roller derby venue, which is like my ultimate life goal, I would have a bar in it called the penalty box.
Oh, I like it.
So I could say, I'm going to the penalty box for a pint.
Delightful, yes. I have often said that, because a lot of people go, if I had my own venue, like I'd have this. I'm like, I would build the toilets slightly higher than usual. With a little grippy bit that you could wedge your skate wheels into.
That is some kind of genius. So the official timeout did award Concussion Roller Derby 4 points. So the score now 122 to 101 in favour of the Concussion. Grimes and Floppy Joe jamming, but Floppy Joe out on the initial, but with the start off. Grimes in the box for a forearm. You know what that means we've got, Duke?
2-minute jam.
2-minute jam, more bang for your buck. And sorry, it means you've got to listen to us for longer.
It's a lovely treat for the people at home.
They've put us on mute a long time ago.
Oh yeah, they've turned it off and they're doing their own announcing, but we're going to keep talking anyway, because you can't stop us.
Floppy Joe trying to find space. Beautiful little backward slide there to stay in bounds. And Race City trying to goat Cutthroat Callie in the back. You're going to need to work harder than that to goat Callie.
Oh, yes.
Grimes now re-entering play up against Rowdy and Grimace in that wall.
So I think this might technically be Grimes' initial, but I am not sure.
Yes, it is. They didn't complete the initial before that forearm was issued to them.
Nice. So this is an opportunity for Race City if they can hold on to Grimes. Big if.
Big if, yeah. Race City with 8 on the jam so far.
But,
Grimes up against the pivot.
it's the one to pass. That is 7-0. Doc Flatliner. Oh, nice.
Oh, no.
Is that? No.
Wait,
Yeah, no.
wait. We're getting confused because we saw penalties being signalled, but they're not.
I think the penalty was a direction of play penalty on Grimace rather than on Grimes, by the look of it.
And Race City in some real penalty trouble here.
Yeah. Both Grimace and Stretch Armstrong off for a sit down in the box. Oh, but beautiful stuff there from Floppy Joe.
Unbelievable footwork and edge control there from Floppy Joe.
So nice.
And we've got a nice replay coming in from our Super Tech squad. Look at Floppy Joe on this outside juke. That is
just like one
that
foot.
is, I would just want to say, scoot.
Yeah, scooting along, single foot, balanced, beautiful stuff.
Oh, this is a big jam for Race City, 12 points, Concussion's 8. We've still got 17 points separating these two very tightly matched teams with 13 minutes and change to go in this second period. It is intense.
It's a tense game. I do think, having watched them play a few times now, I think that, and this is a relatively niche reference for anyone outside of the UK, but Floppy Joe reminds me a lot of Windmill Wilkin from SDRD and one of our fellow announcers this weekend, skating style-wise.
Good point. Yeah.
A similar sort of pinballing, like bing, 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 bing.
Bing, 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 bing.
Going through the pack, sort of not flopping, but like bouncy.
If you had a sound effect, what would you be? Bing, 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 bing. I would be, ugh, not again.
Yeah,
That's me jamming, to be fair,
Yeah.
which is a rare occurrence for very good reason.
Yeah, I think my sound effect would be much more like doop, 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 doop.
Your
doop,
sound
doop,
effect
doop.
is call it off, for God's sakes, because you bench your team.
Call it!
My favourite sound effect of the weekend so far has to be Maven, who's benching Denver Ground Control, who yesterday, during their game, just shouted, poor choices, poor choices.
Delightful.
Oh, I love her so much. Anyway, Duke is lead for the Concussion. Blint with the star, trying the inside, but finds that shut down by Loose Wheel.
Thought about taking the hat off. Oh, does take the hat off. A lovely star pass there to Roller Coaster.
Is that the first star pass of this half? Certainly.
Yes, first star pass of this half, I believe. The third star pass of the game.
Yeah, and
of the half.
Trickster with a lovely little hip hit there.
Third star pass of the half. There were two that we've just forgotten.
I mean, we've got Jamnesia. That does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, delightful.
4 points added to Concussion Roland Derby's total. 12.5 minutes to go in the second period.
Oh, it's
big off.
Oh, it's all.
Major props to the Newcastle volunteer we can see on the screen in the bright yellow and black, who is confusingly the same colour, not only as Newcastle's uniform, but as the tape on the floor that they are repairing.
Blending in with the floor.
Camouflage.
Oh, and that is Showtime with a penalty, which does mean that now Concussion do not have a single player with no penalties.
Ah.
Which isn't a judgment, it's just a fact.
All facts, no printer, as the youth would say.
Yep.
Topher Griffin with the lead for the Concussion. Razor escorted to the infield by Tommy Gunn, still on the initial.
Ooh.
Comes up against Photobomb.
Just bounced from Tommy Gunn to Photobomb.
Oh, really tenacious on that initial pass from Razor.
Yeah, nice. Four more points on the board there for Concussion. Inching that lead open again. Squeaky, squeaky, inchy. I mean, this is a game that I think as a bench you're playing going, please just open the lead up. I can't relax. My chest hurts and I'm going to be sick.
I mean, I feel like this is the point where, as a bench coach, if you're in the lead, you go, all we need to do is conserve their score. It doesn't matter if we're not scoring.
Well, this is the thing, yeah.
So for me, that means that if you're not leads, if you've got no way through, you drop to defense as soon as possible.
Win's a win. Even if it's only by 1 point, it's a win.
Frecklenator out for her third jam this half. Lovely lateral coverage there by Dr. Flatliner.
Really nice stuff from Dr. Flatliner.
That's a no pass, no point, or no earned pass, sorry, for Frecklenator. Oh, and Floppy Joe takes the hat off. That makes me groan because lead was still open.
You didn't even hear the whistles. It's understandable sometimes when you hear a whistle and it's a penalty, you go, that must have been the jam. Lead jam, but that's just a, well, 2-minute jam.
And
but a lovely star pass, though.
Oh, beautifully passed off to Dr. Flatliner, who has a clear run through the pack.
Our highest scoring, weirdly, our highest scoring jammer in the first half. So hopefully Dr. Flatliner can repeat that. Oh, not if that happens. Ow.
Now, that looks pretty major, but I think Captain Obvious moved into the path of Doc's flatliner there.
Yeah.
And who does a great job finding that inside apex there.
Yeah. Race have only had lead twice in this half.
Yeah, and we're in jam 14, so that's a pretty damning statistic.
It's impressive that they've managed to hold the score so tight.
Massively so. Like, lead isn't everything. It's a matter of if you're completing those initial passes.
Yep.
And of course, Concussion have had a fair few jammer penalties this half as well.
Yep.
Frecklenator caught behind a lovely tripod braced by Armstrong there. Photobomb coming in, trying to get some offensive movement there. But we're in defensive lockdown here. Smart move.
5 jammer penalties apparently is the number there. That's a lot of jammer penalties.
Frecklenator taken back
Oh, and now
by Stretch Armstrong. Backwards roller derby.
Everyone,
what a time. What a time
everyone's
to be
just
alive.
like, do you know what? My legs are stiff. Let's go back the other way for a little while. Stretch it out. Oh, lovely footwork there coming in from Floppy Joe.
Whoa, that jam felt like it lasted a year and a day. We've got a replay here coming, and this is that, you see that Captain Obvious does move into the path of that apex jump, so smart eyes from the refs there with that no call.
Very nice.
I would just be like, whose
Naughty.
fault was that? Somebody own up.
Who
You
did
can
it?
tell I'm a teacher, right? Because I just put them in a room and be like, right, who started it?
Yeah.
Come on.
None of us are leaving this track until someone owns up.
Literally, it's your own time you're wasting.
Yeah. Don Juan, the Devastator, up against Blint.
And the Concussion in a full defensive tripod at the back. Look at how low. Look at their knees
So
bending.
low. There you go. Answering your question from earlier on in the first half, Trickster is out and skating.
Yeah, and she's, to be fair, now that I've had eyes on her, she's been doing a phenomenal job in the pack. She's so good at line coverage.
Oh. Cougar Bait picking up a illegal positioning penalty off for a sit down in that Cloud 7 penalty box.
And Blint is lead, and it feels like it's been a while, if any time, since Don Juan the Devastator is not lead. Oh, but a track cut going.
Really nice bit of work there from that Concussion blocker. I think that was Tommy Gunn with the run back.
And it must have been a super fast run back, because I think Blint thought they had regained position legally on track. Diamond
so too.
and Rowdy with the drawback now on Don Juan the Devastator. We are thick and fast in the Cloud 7 penalty box.
We've got the Mario penalties again, the ones that you bash with your head and then you see what penalty falls out.
That's a phenomenal image. I love it. Oh, and we're going to have a penalty there, I think, to one of the Concussion players. Cougar Bates.
Picking up a code B penalty. What does B mean? Back
B
block.
is back block.
B for back block.
I wish it was BB.
BB.
BB8.
Text me BB.
Oh, BB8 would be a great derby number if you were allowed letters as well as numbers.
You did used to be back in the past.
The past.
The past.
Dark times.
The dark times. Oh, Armstrong just nearly performing a cut track there and then going, whoops.
But Tommy Gunn going off for, I believe, a destruction penalty.
Looks like it. Certainly some kind of illegal procedure. Might be usually destruction or similar. Cougar Bait looks to be sitting for 2 now. Both the back block and an illegal procedure. I think possibly failure to leave.
Who was that, sorry?
Cougar Bait appears to be sitting for 2. I think the back block and then the illegal procedure for failure to leave.
It was the way he left the track. It was not correct.
It was not correct.
I have been called on that penalty before, so I can say with absolute certainty that the way he did it was really not right.
That was wrong. Looks like we've had our first foul out.
And from the Race City side, which I really wasn't expecting, but it's from Stretch Armstrong.
I think it was just picking up 2 penalties in that last jam.
It was actually, he picked up 3 in that last jam.
That's a lot of penalties.
A G, which is a misconduct, a P, which is an illegal positioning, and an I, which is an illegal procedure. So that was a bad jam for Stretch Armstrong. God love him, because he's had a cracking game.
Such a strong game. And I mean, if you're going to foul out, 6 minutes before the end is a decent time.
I mean, we also had number 27 Cougar Bait picking up 2 in that jam. A 3 in that jam also, a P, a B, and an I.
PBI.
Tommy Gunn picking up an illegal positioning as well. So we've got 3 from Concussion sitting at 6. Now that is better than earlier, where they had 5 foul outs.
Yep.
Still time, lads. Still time.
Better than before.
Better than before. Improvements were made. And we've got 3 skaters sitting on 4 penalties in the Race City Rebels corner. 43 total penalties for the Concussion, 33 for Race City.
It does feel a little bit when, you sort of get a load of penalties and then you play another game and it sort of ends up in an area of like the beatings will continue until morale improves.
I have lost all opinions and thoughts at this point. We've got 6 minutes to go, and I don't think we've got anything else remotely intelligent to say. So you will have to forgive me, dear listeners.
I think we're having an official review.
Oh, we've been having a lot of official reviews this game.
Someone waved a no.
Like, do they want their money's worth or something? Do they not remember that we literally pay to play this sport, not to talk about it?
Yeah, but we want to have a go and
have a go.
Have a go. Do an official review. Have a little chat. In goes our lovely colleague Coco to find out the news from the centre. What's it going to be this time? I always like to see if I can guess what official reviews are about, and I once got it right, and it was the best time of my life. I reckon... Oh, who's calling this? Concussion are calling it?
I have no opinions on this. I don't know what was happening. I don't know what rules are.
I'm guessing that they are possibly going to try and get one of their penalties rescinded on one of their players. That's my theory.
A very cool theory. I wish you luck.
I don't know if it's true, but it's my theory.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh,
We're
there
back.
we go.
Back as we've gone into the darkness. I'm in the void. Save me. Back in the void. We're back. Back in the void. We're back. Like playing peekaboo with the internet. So there is just 6 minutes left in this game, but there is many more games. Sure, there's many more games left in the day. Oh gosh, I've got to do another one. So later on today, after this, you will see Kent play against Disorder for the 9th and 10th place playoffs. Followed at 7 o'clock by St. Louis Gatekeepers playing Magic Roller Derby in our first semi-final. It's going to be an exciting afternoon.
I mean, you say that. What if you've just jinxed it majorly and it's actually a really boring game of roller derby?
Well, it might be. You never know.
I'm going to go personally instruct the Gatekeepers to play the most boring derby they've ever played in their life. I will speak to Loki Doki, one of my all-time favourite jammers, and I will say to them, Loki, please tone it down. Fewer spins.
Yeah.
No apex jumps for you, my friend.
Just be really dull.
I love boring roller derby because more often than not, it signals really good classic derby.
Yeah, it's great times.
I'm a traditionalist in absolutely no aspect of my life except for tripods.
We love a tripod.
You know what we also love? Official reviews, sponsored by Filet Official.
Yep.
And we're going to hear the result of that in just a short moment.
So Concussion were looking for a back block call on the jammer, but the official said that the initiation came from the blocker, so no call spins.
Oh, you just cannot show your side to Grimes. He is so good at leaping over the butt.
Yeah.
Here's your lead for the Concussion roller derby. We have 2 concussion blockers in the Cloud 7 penalty box.
Not for long.
One for Race City.
Oh. Pile up on the track.
Perfectly timed call off there by Grimes. Both the blockers sprung, so they will have a 4-3 pack advantage as we head into Jam 17 of this second half.
All the jams, all the time.
Well, no, not all the jams all the time, because we do, I hate to break it to you, Duke, but we do have a time limit on this game.
No, all the jams all the time. Yeah, we will have to eventually stop
so
and then play another game.
Something I proposed earlier, which I'm going to take right to the top.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Is to have 3 halves. I know we used to have 3 periods of 20 minutes. I'm going to say have 3 halves in a game of 30 minutes each, but you get to discount your lowest scoring one.
Oh, I like that.
And this, I feel, will stop people going, oh, well, we're a second half team.
Yeah.
It's like, all right then, have a third half.
Now what?
Now what, exactly. Anyway, this is why I'm not in charge of anything, including roller derby.
Yeah.
A little fast go around there. Race City Rebels, 2 points added to their total. 27 points separating these 2 teams. This is surmountable.
It is.
It could happen.
It really
but
could.
given that the highest scoring jam of the game, I think, has been 16 points. I think it's unlike. Oh no, I'm lying. 18 points. 20 points.
We did get
some really great charades there from Tombola.
Yeah.
She's flashing
Delightful
numbers
work.
at me that I can't read.
So I was distracted in that last game trying to work out why Rowdy has IFOP at the end of their name, and I still don't know.
Really interesting pivot line start there, giving both Floppy Joe and Topher Griffin a run up. Floppy Joe is
somewhere,
not lead,
but is out.
Topher Griffin is lead, but behind the pack, and is just stand.
I think
this
Topher
is the
just
biggest
going with
flex.
Yeah.
That, I mean, yeah, that's sensible. That's going.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't actually need to score.
Yeah.
Like,
we're ahead. I don't need to
imagine.
do this and potentially get a penalty. I'll just stand quietly here.
Yeah, smart roller derby there from Topher Griffin.
Yeah. Run the clock down and then call it off.
I would lie down.
Yeah.
Like I'd lie down, like not across the track because that's just rude. But I'd find somewhere on track to just lie down.
I have seen that happen at a charity game.
Is it legal? Are you allowed? If you're not obstructing the other jammer.
I don't know, because I think you would be classed as maintaining a position for which you can't be blocked, so it might not be.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is why I don't know the rules.
Yeah.
I'm a sleepy little guy.
Yeah. We have Razor up against Grimes, and that is Razor with lead.
Yeah, really nice work there from Razor. Grimes with a quarter of the track to make up.
Oh.
Oh.
Knocked out front, but gets the...
Yeah, Diamond
penalty.
gets the illegal contact penalty there.
I think that was for hitting out of bounds.
Yeah, I think so.
And Razor sees Grimes coming, calls it off. 134 plays 161. It is tense.
I do enjoy in the English language that we have both the word tense and intense.
Yes. It's
And of course, if you're camping, intense.
Yeah. And you can become intense.
You can intensely camping, intense.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop talking now. Well, I'm not, because we've got another 2.5 minutes to go, and you can't stop me.
Nope.
It's never ceased to amaze me that I'm allowed to do this, and no one has stopped me yet.
Oh, that was a beautiful spin on the outside from Don Juan, the Devastator.
He's just so good at controlling his momentum through that outside line spin.
Whilst making it look easy. Just like this constant expression of like, yeah, this is chill. I'm just having a nice time.
Fast chase there from Blint, though. Really nice.
Beautiful little spin at the end there. Let's just see that again in the replay. I mean, look at this, just up the outside. That's the noise that makes.
Imagine being a spinning top of a human.
Yeah, and looking that cool while you're doing it.
Look, I wouldn't know about anything to do with being cool.
Yeah.
I refuse to subscribe to such notions.
He's like, no, I am not cool. You can't make me.
Have we gone through our skating officials for this game? Is it because we don't have a list of them?
It's because we don't have a list of them, so we just have to take a wild guess.
So we can't list our skating officials or our non-skating officials for this game, but we would like to give them a shout out because they are bloody brilliant. They are.
We love them, even though we don't know who they all are.
Yes. Slightly creepy on our part.
Yeah.
Duke is lead for the Concussion Roller Derby. Razor still in the pack for Race City Rebels. Tommy Gunn with the chest blocking. In attendance also Cutthroat Callie.
Nice. Oh, big run back there on Razor. Smashing that start. I think it's just made that pass, over to Diamond by the look of it. Lovely slick pass.
Yeah, that's about the third pass made to Diamond, isn't it? And she did set a penalty earlier as a jammers.
Yep.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, knocked out by Tommy Gunn. Big recycle from Tommy Gunn. Nice play there. Tommy Gunn with the how far back can I recycle? Oh,
yes,
hit.
Diamond.
Diamond just soaking up that hit.
Oh, what a ledge.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
Should we propose?
We could do. People might have questions, but we could do it.
See, I'm absolutely...
Oh.
I mock programs like Married at First Sight, but yeah, I will see a Derby player who I've never spoken to. I'll be like, that is my wife.
Yeah, I wish to marry them and make them my wife.
And Duke runs down the period clock. And that is your unofficial score. 138 to Race City Rebels, 174 to Concussion Roller Derby, finishing on a 13-4 jam.
Nice. Nice.
That was a great game. And
was a
do you know
cracking
what?
game.
I'm really pleased for Concussion because I think that was a very different game from their game against Tyne and Fear, where I think they went into that with so much aggression and so much physicality, but just got outplayed by Tyne and Fear, like who equaled them in skill level.
Yeah.
And this time they actually played some very skillful and very calm roller derby, and I think that's a credit to them. So well done to the Concussion.
Yeah.
Commiserations, of course, to Race City Rebels, who played an absolute stormer.
They've had a great time.
Yeah. What's coming up next?
So, coming up next, we will have Kent versus Disorder Roller Derby, our 9th and 10th place playoff. That is going to be a fun one.
And we should be having a little interview very shortly with one of the players from the game you've just seen. That will not be us. You are released from our voices.
For now. Unfortunately, you are stuck back with me for our 7 o'clock game, St. Louis versus Magic, our first semi-final.
And you can have a break from my voice until tomorrow, where I will be once again in your eye drums and earballs. I've been Loud and Queer.
I have been Duke Special.
We've been joined on production by the fabulous and very dapper Tom Bowler. We hope you've enjoyed that game. Do stick around for the interview and for the following game, and we will see you shortly.
Bye for now.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are here at the Dome for the Men's Roller Derby Champs. I'm here with Concussion Roller Derby's Don Juan the Devastator. How was that game for you?
It was good. It was good. It was our last one, and I figured I'd try to at least throw some good flips in there, you know.
You really did. I think next time I see you play, next time you're back over here, I will be doing a little tally chart of how many flips you do. You're the flip king. How have you found it here in Newcastle this weekend?
Weather was almost more like home, so it was comfortable.
Oh, that's all right then. That's not too bad.
The sun set on the right side.
And what's your plans for the rest of the weekend then? Now that you're done as such,
Stay here, watch champs, and enjoy the skating community.
Oh, we love to see it. Well, thank you very much. We enjoyed your flips. Come and flip anytime you like. If you could come and show us how to do it, maybe we could have some sort of cheer squad with some flipping.
Gotta get skates on.
Okay, the skates are that's the next step for me. All right, well, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. It was lovely to meet you. Who's next? I've got a queue starting. Hello. Hello, and you are?
I'm Doc Flatliner from Race City Rebels.
Yes, you are, because I did not have a chance to read your shirt just, but you're also here with...
This is our mascot, Mr. Selling Cars.
Mr. Selling Cars. We simply love to see that. How's your weekend been?
It's been good. We've had some tough bouts, but it's been enjoyable.
Favorite part of the game today?
We almost pulled it out. We took a good lead, and then they're just a tougher team today.
It happens. It was a really good game to watch and commentate. We love a back and forth. So what is your plan for the rest of the weekend then, apart from obviously watching the rest of champs?
Absolutely, and then going to go see the castle here in Newcastle.
The newest of castles, yes. We love it. You got any plans for travel or anything for the rest of your time here in the UK?
No, we're going to be headed home on Monday.
Oh, fair play. That'll be all of us dragging ourselves home on Monday, as we're all very sad that Champs is over at that point. Well, it's lovely to meet you. I'm glad you've had a fantastic weekend here at MRDA Champs, and hopefully we'll see you next year.
I appreciate you guys hosting us.
That's all right. We're all good. Off we go.
4